Hey, Matt, do you like depression, sadness, and just general disdain for humanity?
That's my default setting.
Well, man, do I have some news stories for you when we get there eventually. Yeah, that's my opener.
Yeah. I mean, the news this week's real rough. It's not very thrilling. And there's only one person to blame for that. This guy.
We're all looking for the guy that did this.
In case you forgot, this is the Gamers 2 podcast, your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest.
I do appreciate that in case you forgot.
Yeah. In case you forgot. And I did curate the news, and it is terrible. And you know what? I don't know what to tell you. I try to branch out into things that I might not be directly interested in, but some other people might be interested in. But sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Who cares? Who cares?
No one.
No one cares about anything. Life is pain, Jerry.
That's the second time I've heard that quoted to me this week.
Really? It's the second time I said it this week. Not related to these two statements. Not related.
Yeah, believe it or not. Weird.
Yeah, it is strange.
Speaking of things that aren't pain.
New releases?
Hey, segues. Flawless execution. Number 1, Destiny's Sword for the PC. Number 2, A Plague Tale Requiem for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch.
Heard it went more mainstream with the gameplay.
Which we knew from the trailer. If I remember correctly, my exact comment when watching the trailer was, "Oh, you went from sneaky to murder."
I do remember an inkling of that now that you say that.
Do you remember you Matt remembering things I've said? What world do we live in?
Remembering anything, period.
That's true. I'll take the victory where I can get it. And number 3, Amberial Dreams for the PC. Number 4, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and the other one.
That's how, huh?
Yeah. You want to trap ghosts? We got one! I believe James and Elise Willems are involved as voices. Garrettson producing, Kutra on it as well. A lot of people on there.
I wonder how it is.
Number 5, Marvel Snap is officially out for the PC.
Is this like Pokemon Snap?
No, I believe this is the one you were talking about. Was supposed to be their Magic rival, wasn't it? The card game.
I talked about this.
You wrote the story in the document like a month ago.
Memory, not work.
Bad brain.
Yeah, I hear that just smelling cinnamon can help with your memory retention. Cinnamon in general, but even if you just smell it.
So if you just huff cinnamon?
Yes.
It's the reverse effect of huffing glue.
Apparently.
It rebuilds brain cells.
You know what? Maybe I'll start doing that. I'll keep a cinnamon stick like in a Ziploc bag and I'll snort it every morning.
Yeah, I'm correct. And Kotaku's gloriously clickbait article is Marvel Snap is probably the best digital card game out there right now.
The past couple weeks, my revulsion for clickbait has
skyrocketed.
It has skyrocketed. And you know what set me off? I don't even remember what the story was, but it was
I want to guess something with NVIDIA.
It probably was based on the YouTube channel that it was.
Oh, okay.
But I don't subscribe to them, so it must have just been like a feed thing,
The old you've watched people similar to.
Yeah, it was a Linus Tech Tips thing, and I can't remember what the video was or what the title was or anything, but I remember seeing it and being like, just I don't know, blood boiled immediately. Now it's like I'm fucking done with these clickbait shit. Like if I see another clickbait title, you're getting written off. Like that's it. You're done.
You're done. Yeah.
It's like, if I order a pizza and you give it to me in squares, you're done.
If I order pizza, I said slices and you give it to me in squares.
Yeah.
we're on a break.
You're on. Yeah, you're done. You're done until I forget.
You're done until I'm desperate
Yeah,
and
which
out of options.
with me generally, I forget which ones have done it to me.
See, you have more options. I know specifically the
Yeah,
last one that did it
yeah.
to us.
Yeah, but that it wasn't. Surprisingly,
see-
it wasn't a
and I
terrible
see them
experience.
frequently.
Yeah,
And I let them know. You fucked up.
you fucked up. Who does squares? Come on, unless
What-
it's a
what
party.
world?
If you order a pizza and
what-
it's a square pizza, then give me the squares.
Sure.
But if it's a
Because
circular
if I
pizza,
order a square pizza or a rectangle pizza and you give it to me in slices, I have so many questions.
yes,
Either way, why is the default for a round pizza squares to some people? Why is that a thing?
I don't know.
What heathenistic group of people went, you know what would be a good idea? I want to take square pegs out of the round hole. What?
It's just not right.
And anybody that likes squares over slices is objectively wrong, and I don't like that.
I mean, really, it's a microcosm of everything that's wrong with our society. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Squares just shouldn't exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the world,
Just no
eliminate squares.
That could save. That could solve global climate change. That's what I'm looking for. That could,
A lot of them.
that could
just a lot
solve
of
climate
things.
change.
Exactly. If everything was just round.
Give us the crabs back.
Crab people.
Everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
I don't know what we're talking about. Number 6.
You didn't see the missing Alaskan crabs?
Oh.
That whole thing. 2 billion crabs disappeared.
No, it was
Disappeared, air quotes.
Yeah, disappeared like things that go into the Sedna's abyss.
Yeah, like they just like scurried away.
Do you get the reference?
The what abyss?
Sedna's abyss.
I don't know the reference.
I think that's the name. Witcher.
Okay.
The one out in Skellige.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's actually just Vilgefortz.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, Vilgefortz.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
His little storm bullshit that he
Yeah.
does and sucks all the ships down.
Yeah, it's teleporting storm.
Yep. He's a
Spoiler alert.
dick. He's a dick.
Number 6. Them's Fightin' Herds. For the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Now, Them's Fightin' Herds, let's be clear, love the name. Really hoping it's not disappointing gameplay, because all I want is herds of animals fighting each other.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's like an RTS. With
That would be
herds.
that would be hysterical. But I'm gonna come up with a great idea worth millions of dollars, and it won't be that.
Yeah.
Like XCOM, but cows,
Moo.
or like Total War.
Yeah. You have different units of different
Yeah.
animals.
Cavalry, just horses.
Yeah, just horses. That's
No,
it.
that's it. What if you had cows on cows? You had a double barrel cow,
You have your
artillery, cows
what
pulling
the hell are they called? Skirmishers, and it's just like monkeys that throw their poop.
No, that's your scouts.
The scouts, okay.
Your skirmishers are going to be like boars
Boars.
or honey badgers. Just in out, not much health.
Okay.
Prairie dogs.
Prairie.
And all their entire animation is just go, what's going on over there?
The fuck?
And then it's just that one of that gif where she's going, Steve. References. We're not even to number 7, which is the last hero of nostalgia for the PC and Xbox. Number 8, The Last Worker for the PC. Number 9, Of Blades and Tales for the PC. Number 10, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection for the PC. Number 11, The Valiant for PC. Number 12, Batora Lost Haven for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Number 13, Hell is Others for the PC.
I agree.
Yep. I'll just buy the game in solidarity.
Mm-hmm.
Number 14, the Jackbox Party Pack number 9 on everything. Number 15, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope for the Switch. Officially out. Number 16, the Pegasus expansion for PC. Number 17, Warhammer 40k Shoota's Blood and Teeth for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 18, unfortunately, Gotham Knights for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Is it not getting reviewed well?
Oh, no.
Okay. I haven't seen anything.
It looked bad.
It looked bad. Okay.
It honestly is just like a gigantic disappointment.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool, my Christmas break game. Oh, it sucks. Never mind. Number 19, JoJo Siwa Worldwide Party for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 20, new Tales from the Borderlands for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, and Switch. For some reason, I feel like that's out actually next week and not this week, but I'm going to say it anyway. And Persona 5 Royale for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch.
Games.
Games.
I
I feel disappointing for Evans.
Okay.
That was a lot of games and a lot of rambling.
Yeah, that's fair. Think you're gonna regret that? No, that's not that bad.
Are you threatening me?
It's pretty even.
You're gonna come to regret that choice.
Number 1, G4 is shutting down just 1 year after the game's focused broadcaster relaunch. Deadline obtained a memo from Dave Scott, chairman and CEO of G4 parent Comcast Spectator, informing employees that all G4 operations are being discontinued effective immediately. Deadline reports that the shutdown affects, quote, a few dozen employees and contract workers, end quote, with Comcast considering some for other roles elsewhere in the company. Multiple members of the G4 team expressed frustration via Twitter, both regarding the layoffs and the fact that they learned this either via the Deadline report or associated tweets. That's the worst part, I think.
Yeah, I mean, couple things.
Is one of them the writing was on the wall?
Yeah, that's the first one. That's really, I mean, it sucks, right? Because you don't want to see anybody lose their job.
No.
That being said, it's not surprising.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
not to me.
I was excited to see it come back, but it didn't offer or do anything better or maybe even as good as anything else on YouTube or wherever they were.
It's the part where it's the sad reality that stuff has shifted so much now that in order to actually create, and this is not even relevant, well, this is relevant to this podcast, but not in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
In order to create anything new in like the video game field, or even return to such a thing and be a shell or whatever you want to call it of what once was, is almost impossible because your consumers' options are near infinite to not watch you.
Yeah.
And there is always somebody that will, click better more than what they do, whatever, yada, yada.
You got to find like your niche, what?
Right. And being generic doesn't do it for you.
No.
And I'm not saying that they were generic and that they didn't have unique takes or unique anything.
No.
I'm just saying that they did what we do, where it's giant net. We just grab it all. We don't hyper focus on anything except Football Manager, F1, WoW, and any other game that I'm playing because Matt doesn't play games.
That's our shtick.
Fuck, that's our whole thing. It's a video game podcast with only one guy that plays games. But when they're trying to do everything and like whatever their gimmick stuff was and whatever, it just wasn't the same. I don't know if there's just like not an aversion to it, but it's kind of like, yeah, we all know what it's gonna kind of be. It's just whatever. It's not like you're not Ninja, who could just, or Shroud or Doc or whoever that's just going to go live and pull 30,000 people, and that's just that. Whether or not they made the right call to go back to cable, I don't know. I think that was always a weird one. I think them trying to be the consistent network was also weird, where like, but I don't know how they actually would have functioned if they would just said we're a Twitch streaming channel that goes live for 4 hours on every day from like 10 to 2 or noon to 4 or something, and just says, hey, We're
I mean,
gonna do
that's
that, and then not do anything else.
that's kind of the problem right there. Is they didn't really focus on any one thing.
Yeah,
Because they were doing YouTube stuff too. They were doing YouTube videos, and then they were doing the streams, and then we also had the cable deals, and it's like,
Yeah, and I don't know that the cable deals were ever the smartest thing, but that's just because
No.
I think cable's a piece of shit, and they are a 110% not the audience you want.
yeah, I mean, there's no audience for you on there.
Right. But to do the streaming stuff, like I think you could have still functioned at a smaller level, at a focused thing of like we're gonna be live for 4 hours. That'll be our live content, and we'll record for the other 4 hours. That will be, uploaded to YouTube later or whatever. But just don't try to be live all the time with all this content. And I don't know. I just don't know how it all functioned, if I'm being honest. It's just, I don't know. You said a year on, and the entire time, other than the beginning, I was just kind of like, oh, all right, yeah, they're still doing stuff. Okay. Hope so. Like, nobody's talking about it other than the people I follow that work there.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching anybody that I didn't know.
They don't, yeah, because they don't do anything. They didn't offer anything that you couldn't get easier or better from somewhere else.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah.
So
hopefully they.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like a lot of the places that still do that type of stuff have been established for a long time and are already too large to like fail quickly. Like, so like your IGNs, like they're not. That's
and
who
even
you're
then,
competing
they've
against.
pivoted massively too.
Oh yeah, like they've kept their position just by pivoting because they had to, but you're not going to compete with that if you don't.
It's like and even in that space, other than like indie creators or writers and sites like that, you're down to a handful, 10 or less, like game sites that when I go name me 10, you can actually get there.
Yeah.
In terms of like popularity.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, there's just too much that happens via Twitter and Reddit and Twitch streaming and whatnot that it's interesting. I don't know if there's like reporting on video games and reviewing games and everything has become so wildly different
than what it was.
Than what it used to be.
Like they were your go-to at the time.
Oh yeah, they were the only option.
Because other than getting a magazine, you didn't have an option.
Yeah.
Now, game comes out, you open Twitch or YouTube.
Mm-hmm. You find
there's 20,000 people with videos, reviews, streams going, and you just go, all right, which one do I want to watch?
Mm-hmm. You either have a couple of reviewers that you trust because like you've read their stuff or you followed their stuff for so long, where they're like, you have a barometer for them, or you go on Twitch and you watch someone play the game and you're like, yeah, I think I'd like this.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like this.
Like I was talking to the guy from work when we were discussing Gotham Knight. He's like, he gets really into like the technical side of a lot of things. So he watches Digital Foundry's reviews on a lot of things, where even they don't necessarily like review the game; they review like the technical aspects.
Yeah.
Of it. But he's found that he very much will use them on whether or not he should play a game. And he's like, even though he's like, I don't. They review in a way that he relates to, so he knows that if they say something that he would also find annoying, that he can use that. But if they don't necessarily discuss the game, he can still solve it for himself, whether or not he would play it. But that's one of his go-tos. Oh, new game's coming out. Let's see if I want to play it. Digital Foundry video.
Yep.
Yay, nay. Okay. Use them. So it's just all, everybody has their place now.
Yep. Except for G4, it does not have a place.
That's true. Dead.
Rip.
Number 2, former Rooster Teeth director, producer, and content creator Kaden Jensen has shared a lengthy report into the company's culture. Jensen alleged that her work as a contractor was unpaid for over 10 months from February to November 2013. When she brought it up, I should pause there, there's a period. When she brought it up as she was being hired permanently, she was reportedly told, quote, "It's been so long already, it's not really a big deal, is it?" End quote. Later in her career, she was also not paid for voiceover work she did for the company's animated shows, such as RWBY. She also reported that she was encouraged to crunch, that she wasn't credited for the work she did, and was paid less than her coworkers, below industry standards. Jensen said that she was also harassed by her acting manager, and when she reported it to HR when asked to confront her manager in a one-on-one meeting, Jensen said she was also called a slur for years by her coworkers, despite reporting it to HR repeatedly. A modified version of the slur was even used in videos she took part in. I know I'm not reading that next line.
Yeah, it's just there for reference.
Yeah, no, I know the reference. I'm not Ron Burgundying myself. Rooster Teeth did issue a statement which said what you would expect and pointed to recent changes that moved the company in the right direction. In an internal message, General Manager Jordan Levin dismissed some of the accusations as past events, focusing on recent changes made, and referred to unpaid VO work as a perk. Rooster Teeth, again, being pieces of shit.
Yeah. They sound like they're going the way of G4.
They sound like they needed to go the way of G4 10 years ago, or 5 years ago. And
Just
that
wild.
pains me because
How the mighty have fallen.
I loved Funhouse, and I really did enjoy Achievement Hunter back in like 2010.
Mm-hmm.
But then Ray left, and I stopped watching.
Yeah.
Because Ray was my
Yeah.
catch to that.
Yeah.
So I watch Ray on Twitch now. I don't watch any of Rooster Teeth's content anymore. And Funhouse is the only thing I enjoy because I enjoy the people that are there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I'm not dealing. No, sorry.
Yeah.
You're part of the. No.
Seems like it's like a. I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm at the age now where I blink and things change. Like it seems like this, like Rooster Teeth was, the peak of Rooster Teeth was yesterday, when it's been like you were saying, 10 years. So wild. G4 resurgence dead. Rooster Teeth clearly a shell of its former self, and apparently its former self wasn't what we really thought it was to begin with.
No, because apparently, again, its former self is shit.
Yeah. So,
but again, you watch an edited video and everything's fine.
Yep. Life is pain.
Existence is pain. What's the I was gonna be. What's the Eightfold Path? Suffering is pain, or pain is suffering.
Oh.
Existence is pain. Pain is suffering. Suffering is. There's some
Yeah.
Is
There's
it the Eightfold Path?
I don't know. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called.
Eightfold Path was a.
You look that up. Number 3, League of Legends firm Riot Games has acquired Wargaming Sydney Development Studio. Wargaming Sydney was originally Big World, based in Australia and founded in 2002. Its Big World technology was used to serve over 30 MMO titles. The studio received the Guinness World Record for most players online simultaneously on one MMO server. The studio was purchased by Wargaming in 2012 for $45 million. The announcement also said that the studio will be rebranded as Riot Sydney and will go on to help develop Riot's titles such as League of Legends and Valorant. Wargaming Sydney's publishing team will remain under the Wargaming label. The entirety of the development force will become a part of Riot Sydney, and Wargaming will still own and develop the Big World server technology.
Eightfold Path is a Buddhist thing, and I'm entirely wrong in what I'm referencing.
Were you backwards? You were like polar opposites, weren't you? Where the Eightfold Path is like the polar opposite of what you were talking about.
The Eightfold Path is just 8 practices that you're supposed to, the right view, right resolve, right speech, right stuff like that. What am I thinking of?
Just start typing it in. It'll come up. Riot. We've been watching, I say we, Nate has forced upon me when I come here.
Whoa, hey.
The world of what's it called? Is it just Worlds? What do you call this League of Legends tournament?
Yeah, it's Worlds. It's just
Worlds. We're watching Worlds. And I find it's like once you once I've gotten through a few games and I can actually like acclimate to what's going on, it's been pretty fucking entertaining. It's been very enjoyable to watch. And there's this lovely trend that when a team starts to really like blow out another team, the casters just go nuts and just start shit talking the other team, and it's fantastic. But yeah.
It's still Buddhism, but I can't find the actual like.
Is it like the Sith version of Buddhism? Like, it's like Buddhism that we know of as Buddhism. It's like Jediism, and then this is like the evil side, the Sith code.
It's gonna bug me so bad about this.
Fear leads to pain. Pain leads to suffering. Suffering leads to the dark side. Something like that. I don't remember exactly
To
what
the
it
dark side, and they have cookies.
Dark side.
Unless I'm just crazy, but I'm almost positive it was some Buddhist thing because the whole thing was about suffering. It's just Buddhism. But it's like what's the other one? There's the Eightfold Path and the 12 something.
I mean, there's the 12. There's the Catholicism thing with the 12.
That's
12 stations or whatever.
Well, I mean, there's 10 Commandments. I don't know much. I don't know enough Catholicism to go to the 12.
We're going off the rails.
We're 100% doing this because it's gonna bug the hell out of me for the rest of this. I'm so sorry.
In Buddhism, desire and ignorance lie at the root of suffering. By desire, Buddhists refer to craving pleasure. Okay, here we go. The Four Noble Truths.
Oh, is that what it is?
Life has inevitable suffering. There is a cause to our suffering. There is an end to our suffering. The end to suffering is contained in the eightfold path.
Okay, so that all right. Anyway,
do you feel better now?
I feel that I'm not crazy.
Well, I mean, you can feel that way. But I don't know if the Buddhists would say that's true.
Well, listen, they're not here to judge me. So, anyway, I have sucked you into the worlds thing.
Yep, it's pretty entertaining.
But you've kind of like got a hang of it.
I've enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been entertaining.
He did watch RNG versus T1 today.
Yep,
game 2 and 3 of that series.
Yeah, it was a nice little. You know, it was close. The second game was close.
Second game was real close. In fact, it was technically a comeback.
Yep. It was a comeback, which was really funny because I literally asked, like, basically if comebacks happen often, and then we were blessed with one, and then for the third game we were blessed with like a fucking blowout.
Yeah,
which was just straight steamroll. T1 steamrolling them, being like, by the way, we're really good. We're probably better than you. So, like,
if you could just
why don't you sit down?
If you could just stop now, be great.
Yeah. They're like, hey, have you heard of this guy over here? Faker. This guy.
this guy.
This guy.
Number 4, Microsoft has laid off hundreds of employees from across the entire range of the company. A combination of social media posts and Business Insider sources suggest the Xbox division was among those impacted by the redundancies, although it's not known how many staff have been let go. Studio Alpha, the Microsoft team dedicated to creating wargaming simulations, is expected to be cut as part of the Microsoft Mission Engineering Department, deprioritizing some projects that are already underway. An email from Mission Engineering head Zach Kramer said the company is having to, quote, make trade-offs as resources are not unlimited and time is the scarcest of them all.
I love that quote. That's such a good quote.
That's the quote that is on the front of a fantasy novel.
Okay.
Like the tagline that some either the author or some reviewer wrote.
Yep.
like, oh, the not the Wheel of Time, because that's an actual book, but that's where I was going to go with it, like the Hourglass of Time, or the
This is
Hourglass's
like
final days, and it says
Yeah,
resources are not unlimited, and time is the scarcest of them all.
yeah, it's like the tagline you'd find on like a fucking like no-name sci-fi series.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Studio
world is
Alpha.
ending.
They make wargaming simulations. So this isn't like a. This has to be like a. What's the word I'm looking for here? Not a consumer-facing organization.
No, probably not. It's probably dealt with their
Dill pickles.
probably they have some AI stuff or whatever that was helping with wargaming sims, and maybe they were using some wargaming sim stuff in like Age of Empires or something to like.
I wonder if it's related to the. I mean, I don't know. Like, did you see all that stuff about the HoloLens issues?
Yeah, it could very much be part of that.
Yeah, like tangentially related.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Only the best.
Number 5, Netflix's Vice President of Gaming, Mike Verdu, said that Netflix is, quote, seriously exploring a cloud gaming offering, end quote. While Verdu did not share details, he did suggest this will not be positioned as a platform in its own right. He told TechCrunch, quote, it's a value add. We're not asking you to subscribe as a console replacement. It's a completely different business model. The hope is over time that it just becomes this very natural way to play games wherever you are, end quote. When asked about Stadia's failure, Verdu argued that Google services, quote, was a technical success, adding, quote, it was fun to play games on Stadia. It had some issues with the business model, end quote. Speaking of games, Netflix is opening its 5th development studio, this one being in Southern California. This team will be led by Chico, I don't know how to say that, Chico Sunny. Is that a name you're familiar with?
Nope.
A former Overwatch executive producer who left Blizzard last year shortly after the harassment and discrimination scandal emerged. Suspicious. Verdu also discussed the company's upcoming slate of games. There are currently 35 mobile games available to subscribers, including Oxenfree, Into the Breach, and Desta, The Memories Between, a new title by Monument Valley Studio, Us 2 Games.
That's a bad name. Just be clear.
Desta, The Memory.
No. Us 2.
Us 2? Yeah.
Because when you say it in relation to a movement that happened, Me Too, Us 2 is not correct. But it is 2 TWO.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. There's Me Too and Us 2, you know what I mean?
Yep. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
There you go.
Netflix has a further 14 games in development across its own studios, with Verdu reporting there are a total of 55 in flight at the moment.
What does that mean?
I don't know. In flight. What the fuck does that mean?
When has that ever been referenced in gaming?
Never. Clearly, these people are streaming people. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Losers.
You know what? I'm gonna sum this up. I had a coworker the other day was on his phone looking at news and stuff, or as you do, and he goes, "Netflix makes games," and I was like, "Thank you."
Did you go? You validated all my thoughts. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Number 6, the original voice performer of the Bayonetta character has called for a boycott of Bayonetta 3 in advance of the game's release later this month. In a series of videos posted to Twitter, Helena Taylor says she did not reprise the role for the 3rd game in the series because Platinum Games lowballed her with its offered payment. Taylor said the final offer to do the whole game as a buyout flat rate was $4,000. Unhappy with the initial offer she had received, Taylor said she wrote to Platinum Games co-founder Hideki Kamiya?
Yep.
Kamiya? Asking to be paid what she was worth. She said Kamiya responded with a letter saying how much the studio and Bayonetta fans valued her contributions, followed by the aforementioned $4,000 offer. According to sources, Familiar with the matter and documents seen by Bloomberg, Platinum planned to rehire Taylor for Bayonetta 3 for at least 5 sessions of work lasting 4 hours each, with each paying between $3,000 and $4,000. Bloomberg reports that Taylor asked for a 6-figure sum as well as residuals on the game in response to Platinum's offer, which the studio refused before seeking out a replacement.
So I read a little bit about this. I'm assuming that what Bloomberg is saying is true. That she was offered,
roughly that would make it. We'll say
it was
at
like
the
15,
high end, 5 sessions. We'd say $20,000.
Yeah, somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000, and apparently for $3,000 to $4,000 per session for a 4 to 5 hour session, 4-hour session roughly, is like industry standard for like a good voice actor.
Yeah.
So like they were paying her basically. They offered to pay her like essentially what they would offer anyone else. Like the person that replaced her was Jennifer Hall or Hale. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I believe it's Hale.
Jennifer Hale, which she's like, one of the most successful current female voice actors for video games. So
yeah,
interesting situation.
I'm always down with actors getting paid more.
Oh yeah, for sure. But if you're doing 4 hours of work and you're getting $4,000, sign me up. That's all I'm saying.
Just remember, looking glasses are different.
That's true.
Because if that's the only thing you do all year,
that's true.
You're done.
You're screwed.
It all depends on the perspective one has at the time.
Yeah.
Also, residuals should just be part of that. Like you would think, the same way that you still see checks getting written to people that have like reruns on TV.
Yeah, one would assume it's kind of a weird situation though, because like then it's like, developers don't get residuals generally.
No, but they're. I mean, if they were a contractor, it'd be different. But they're usually employees of the studios; they're on a salary. But
yeah,
like
so
a contractor would be a different discussion. It would be like the correct one, like an audio contractor or something.
Yeah, it gets a little weird.
It does. But I guess it'd be one thing to be like, you are the character versus you worked on it. Does that make sense? Yeah,
like
you're the actor. You are the actor. So you get the residual, not the cameraman who's just filming constantly. You know what I mean? I
get what you're saying, but like I think it gets kind of weird. Like if we were talking like like a Naughty Dog game where they're literally acting and like they are the character, or like
sure,
versus like if you're a voice actor, I think it's a little bit different because like you're acting with your voice and you're giving them your voice, but you're not contributing like the body language, the motion, all that. Like
sure, but aren't they all also still covered under? Aren't they unioned? I'm almost positive they are. Voice actors.
I don't know. Maybe. Sounds good. Should be. They should be. They're not.
Number 7. Microsoft's plans to build a new game store were made public last week in a regulatory filing shared by the Competition and Markets Authority. In the document, the firm describes plans for a next-generation game store which operates across a range of devices, including mobile. Driven by the addition of Activision Blizzard's content, should the deal go through. The filing states that the acquisition will provide Microsoft with capabilities and content on mobile, which it currently lacks. It describes this as a new Xbox mobile platform designed to compete with other mobile storefronts, including Apple App Store and Google Play. The filing reads, quote, shifting consumers away from Google Play Store and the App Store on mobile devices. I don't want to stop that, Google. On mobile devices will, however, require a major shift in consumer behavior. Microsoft hopes that by offering well-known and popular content, gamers will be more inclined to try something new. Dun, dun, dun.
The
plot thickens.
I appreciate all the things that we're learning about Microsoft and Sony just because of regulators, being like, oh, should we let them buy this company?
Yeah.
And the second thing is you switched up our order now. You read 2 in a row.
Shit.
Shit.
Didn't even realize it.
What was the other one that I didn't put it in here, but Microsoft believes that Marvel Wolverine is releasing in 2023.
Yeah.
Which that was the other random one.
Yeah, I saw that like Microsoft thinks Sony's releasing a game next year, and I was like, why the fuck is that coming out? Are they just literally slinging things against each other? Because this is great.
We're about to talk about the Silent Hill showcase.
Yep.
And the Resident Evil showcase.
Yep.
And I have developed a theory with a coworker. And because there was the rumor that Sony was going to hold a State of Play event, and then they postponed it / canceled it because they were afraid that it would make them look bad after all this shit they were talking about Microsoft and stuff. Like, they didn't want regulators to be like, oh, they got plenty of exclusive games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that the Silent Hill and the Resident Evil were originally meant to be, well, Silent Hill at least, were originally meant to be in the Sony State of Play. Because we got very little notice on the State of Play. We got like 2 or 3 day notice on the State of Play, and which is kind of weird. So, and it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, but it tracks with everything I've said.
Yeah.
Sony's bad at being the victim.
I feel like they say things and they do things and they're like, fuck, how are we gonna make this come true? Like,
there's just like that one person. I'm just picturing like a village, right? And there's the house on fire. And everybody's standing out front going, there's absolutely no way our arsonist child lit that house on fire. Everybody's like, what? No, that's like exactly who you... And no, there's absolutely no way. It was clearly that one over there. And it's like this Girl Scout selling cookies, being, Microsoft in this example, just hanging out selling cookies. Like, I just want to... Do you want to buy some cookies? Like, I don't know what you're yelling at me for. There was no way it was our arsonist son. And then in the background, all you see is their arsonist son with a blowtorch, like walking away from the fire, going like, hee. And then Sony kind of glancing back, going, oh, shit. How do we handle that?
The other thing that came out, which I think we knew already, was that part of the Activision PlayStation arrangement is that it can't show up on Game Pass, which I think we kind of knew that already, but...
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's chaos.
Sony is so dumb that it astounds me sometimes when they open their mouths.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Does not seem... The only thing I can think is like... This is just off the top of my head that I just had this thought. And like, I'm wondering if they don't have any plans and they don't want to do any more acquisitions. And they are basically
they feel
like
forced to do acquisitions.
Yeah, because Microsoft
will just buy everybody else.
Is just buying everything. So they're like, all right, well, here's our chance.
Yeah.
Because we don't care, let's try to sink the ship for everyone.
Yeah. There is a little bit of that. Back to the Girl Scout cookie thing. Now I'm picturing Sony holding back like a truckload's worth of Girl Scout cookies, and then screaming and pointing at somebody going, hey, you're not allowed to have Girl Scout cookies. And they're going, but you have, like, slowly glancing back to realize that they left the back door of the truck open to just show boxes on boxes, going, no, no, we don't, and slowly shutting the door. Like, you're not allowed to have exclusives over there. Frank, we have like 45 exclusives we need to announce in the next 3 months. Shut the fuck up, I'm making a point.
Well, now they're all fucking delayed, aren't they?
Weird. They're delayed until this is over. Shut up.
Sony. All right, number 8.
Ocho.
After years of rumors, Konami has finally dragged its dead horse out for some more beatings.
Metal Gear is back.
They've announced 5 new Silent Hill projects.
Holy shit. What is this? What is it, Assassin's Creed?
Yup. All right, here they are. Just gonna list them out. Silent Hill 2 remake. A remake of 2001 Silent Hill 2, now in development for PlayStation 5 and PC, which I believe it's a 12-month timed exclusive. That's what I read somewhere, so I don't know if that's accurate. The game is being developed by Bloober Team, the studio behind the horror series Layers of Fear, which is working with the series' regular artist Masahiro Ito and composer Akira Yamaoka. Oof. Next up, we have Silent Hill Townfall, revealed only with a teaser trailer. Spin-off Silent Hill Townfall is being developed in partnership with No Code Studios, the indie developer behind horror hits Observation and Stories Untold, with publisher Annapurna Interactive. I need to readjust my seating position because I'm slouching and having trouble speaking.
Been there, I say, slouching across from him.
Then we have Silent Hill F. Another spin-off, Silent Hill F, is the work of Neobards Entertainment, a Taiwan-based
So there's no Taiwanese sentence at all.
Studio that was founded in February 2017. The game's story will be written by Ryusuke 07, a Japanese visual novel creator best known for stories about psychological and supernatural horror. I watched the little video tied to this one.
Okay.
And I could have went without watching it.
Fair enough.
It was
Horror?
disturbing.
It was horrible.
A woman, there's a girl floating across it ends with this girl floating across a pond in front of a traditional Japanese shrine.
Okay, yeah.
The gates, what are they called?
I know what you mean. The gate, the central gates, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what are they? Yeah, they're gonna park there.
And she is slowly being covered by flowers and turning into flowers, and then it zooms in on her face, and then her face peels off like it was cut. Face peels off, and you see like her, or like sinuses and brain and stuff.
Oh, interesting.
And I was like, I could have went without seeing that. Like,
it reminds me a little bit of the, not that you've watched it, but the movie. Oh, it's a sci-fi movie that I watched on Amazon. What the hell was the name of it? Not the Shimmer? No. Natalie Portman and a bunch of other. It's like a female crew. There is this shimmer that they like go.
Oh,
I can't remember what it's called.
It has Oscar Isaac in it as well.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. It's not the Shimmer. It's something with an E, maybe.
Not The Expanse. It's not that.
No, but it's like similar to that. It's like
But yeah. Essentially, they find multiple people that have died that have like essentially become full plants.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, what the hell? No face peeling though.
Yeah. Next up, we have Silent Hill Ascension, described as an interactive streaming series. Silent Hill Ascension is a collaborative between Bad Robot Games, Behavior Interactive, Genvid Entertainment, which is the studio behind The Walking Dead Last Mile, and DJ2 Entertainment, the company behind Sonic the Hedgehog movies. This will enable the audience to collectively decide where the narrative leads and will be made available on, quote, multiple platforms. So a massive multiplayer choose your own adventure kind of.
You remember that? What was that Netflix show?
I don't remember what it was called.
I almost said Baba Ganoush, and I know that's
It
not
wasn't.
it.
Wasn't it like a Black Mirror one? It was like Black Mirror or something, but it
Well,
was.
yeah, whatever it was. Babadook? Nope, that's a different movie. Oh, it's gonna bug me. But yeah, it was you like played along with it on your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that would
Same thing. I
Mhm.
assume this is in that same vein.
Yep. And then finally, we have Return to Silent Hill. Konami announced a new movie adaptation of the series. Return to Silent Hill is being directed by horror film director Christopher Gans, who worked on the original Silent Hill movie that debuted in 2006. And that was it for Silent Hill. Plenty of Silent Hill. Everyone's losing their goddamn minds about it. But, that's life.
Silent Hill, man.
Silent Hill. I actually, weirdly, about 2 weeks ago, watched a little documentary video on YouTube about the town that Silent Hill is like based on, the one with the coal fires.
Yeah, the coal fires in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I have debated getting lost in that town. I was
There's-
bored on the way back from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, why not?
I mean, there's really like no town there anymore. It's kind of weird.
Well, then there's like some houses and stuff. But
Yeah, there's like a couple houses, but most of it's torn down. Some
nobody.
overgrown
I think
streets.
I think the final person finally died.
Oh, really?
Like there was one either died or finally moved. There was only like one person left
Mm-hmm.
living in the town.
Wild. Doesn't really matter. The fire's like well past the town, so it's like
Yeah, but it was the whole thing was like they literally never could put it out, and they didn't know what would happen. Like, was there a chance that just the mine explodes and blows up the town?
just gonna keep burning.
Still crazy to me.
It is.
It's wild.
It is crazy. You know how it got started?
I don't remember. I've watched the video on it.
The town held a yearly like burn pit for all of its like collective like refuse and garbage that it had collected,
Okay.
and they accidentally, basically they
Burned a hole into the mine, essentially.
yes, yep.
Love that. Oh, sorry.
Our bad.
Didn't mean to have to evacuate everybody. For our
We'll fix that
garbage.
later. Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, it's not going to go out.
Hmm.
What do you mean?
Define not gonna go out.
You know what we could go for in this society? It's a sentence I didn't want to preface this way, but a new Silent Hill movie. With
Look.
the way that CG is now,
Yeah, I mean it could be pretty nuts.
it could be disgusting.
Yeah, I mean I probably
Think of all the old ones.
Oh,
Girl with
I
barbed
remember.
wire, pyramid fed face, ripping the body off.
yeah,
and
that's
throwing it
the
against
one.
wall.
That's the one that did me was the fucking
But now put
pyramid head ripping the skin off the I think it was a woman.
Yeah.
Ripping the skin off the woman and throwing it out a door, and I was like, "What
Now put that in 4K.
the?" Yeah, right. 4K with like
It's that shot, and the other one I remember being like the child or whatever that had the barbed wire like shooting all over the place, like through her and whatever. You remember that? Like being lifted above the like pits of hell or whatever it was.
classic.
But yeah, all you need is just don't even name the movie Silent Hill. Just send off into the fog, have the siren go off, and here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Such just iconic Silent Hill siren. Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Pyramid Head. You know who that is. That's it.
Pyramid head.
You know he was apparently inspired by a character in Braveheart?
Really?
Yeah. I think it came out because they were talking about Silent Hill stuff, but apparently that he was inspired by a guy that's like one of the fighters that's like somewhere in the background or whatever of Braveheart.
That's interesting.
Resident Evil number 9 also held a little showcase. Here's the goods. Capcom kicked off the show with a new trailer for the upcoming Resident Evil Village DLC The Winters expansion. Resident Evil Reverse is still coming out on October 28th. It will be free for all owners of Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil Village Gold Edition. Capcom announced it will fully support crossplay and showed off new gameplay feature locations and characters from Village. Capcom also announced the release date for new cloud versions of Resident Evil Village, RE7, RE2 Remake, and RE3 Remake coming to Nintendo Switch. RE2's cloud version releases on November 11th of this year. After that, RE3 on November 18th, and finally RE7 on December 16th. Resident Evil Village is also making the leap to Max on October 28th, with a Winter's Expansion DLC coming at a later, unannounced date. So hey, if you like playing on a Mac, there you go. They also showed new gameplay of Resident Evil 4 Remake. Capcom says folks who buy the game on PS4 will be able to upgrade to the PS5 version for free. The new remake is out on March 24th, 2023. And if I'm being honest, Matt, it looks sexy.
Yeah, what is that engine called? Is it just called Re? It's got a weird name.
Yeah.
Whatever the new engine is they have that they're doing all the remakes in.
It's
good. Yeah, it's got it going. It's good for their games. I don't know this cloud thing that they spoke of. Like, what's that all about? You know?
No.
Okay. Saw it mentioned. Didn't care enough to look into it, but I was like, all right, cool. All right, number 10. Blizzard has announced that the World of Warcraft Dragonflight pre-patch will launch next week on October 25th. Next week's pre-patch is the first of 2 pre-expansion patch phases. According to Blizzard, each phase of the pre-expansion patch will go live with a variety of features, with next week's features including the following: talent system revamp. Players will be able to explore and set their new class talent trees, including the ability to save different loadouts tailored to their choice of gameplay. A heads-up display user interface changes.
I hate that.
Yeah, it's dumb. The first phase of updates for the HUD UI revamped gives players the ability to customize blah, blah, blah. Accessibility features. A variety of new features that will include press and hold spellcasting, interact keys, gamepad support, and more. Rated Solo Shuffle, a new PvP mode that has previously been a brawl, will become queuable as new rated mode joining 2v2, 3v3, and rated battlegrounds as a means to earn elite PvP rewards. New class and race combos, which is, let's see here, players selecting a player will be able to make a rogue, priest, or mage with more selections coming online as they become available in the future. And then phase 2 of the pre-patch will go live next month on November 15th and will include the following changes: new racing class, Drakthir Evoker, new zone, the Forbidden Reach, play through the starting zone for WoW's newest hero class, the Drakthir Evoker.
The 2 things you just mentioned.
What's that?
So the 2
yeah,
things
the 2 previous things I just mentioned.
Yeah.
New dungeon, Alderman, Legacy of Tyr. Is it Tyr?
Yes. Yeah, it is just like the god.
Okay. In-game events, Primal Storms, ward off attacks from the Primalists, with new quests and world events leading into Dragonflight's launch.
So yeah,
there it is. You got your dates.
It begins. The anticipation is palpable.
You got your plan set up for, do you know what you're doing for your classes and everything?
Yeah, it's pre-patched. I still got another month.
Yeah, I don't know. Just asking.
Tuesday, depending on how bad the server situation is, Tuesday when it goes live, will be me logging in and trying to figure out talent trees on all my classes.
Mm-hmm.
After that, maybe try to slam some Mythic Plus with those to kind of like feel things out, see how they all go. And then after that, sit on my hands until the 15th so I can get my Evoker 2 levels and be like, woo!
I did a thing.
That's done. Now I can wait until launch.
December?
November.
Launching in November.
28th.
28th. They already had a date. I don't know why
Pending.
I'm asking that.
They don't delay it.
Although I do have to say, I feel like this time around there's more structure to the plans.
Don't tell that to a WoW player. Don't tell that to the doomers of the 1% of WoW.
Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, but that's what it feels like.
to me, I'm just excited for new WoW.
Yeah, more WoW.
Get me out of Shadowlands. Get me into
I've
having
seen the
fun
memes.
having
I've
fun
seen
with
the memes.
the new talents.
You
and
know,
like,
the Warlords of Draenor had maybe I judged you too soon.
yeah.
You
There's a
know,
bunch of that. Yeah.
was I a good expansion? No, you're the worst. You know.
Yeah, Warlords of Draenor. No, I still hate you more than Shadowlands. And I hate BFA more than both of those. So, but I'm an outlier. It depends. It's a lot on personal experience, and I fuck both those expansions. I hate them. I hate Burning Crusade is about the same amount. The
Do you like any of the expansions other than Wrath?
Legion.
Okay, he's got two.
Minus the beginning. Legion beginning was terrible. Mop was a lot of fun. Let's be honest. If I could live at Half Hill and just farm, I'd fucking do it.
All right.
Half Hill Market, just making best friends with everybody in town, farming your crops, man. There wasn't a better daily quest.
He's a panda guy.
I was not a panda at the time.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
I was an undead warlock.
I didn't mean to assume your race.
It better not. Think I'm just bouncing around on my big panda gut?
Maybe, I don't know. Sounds pretty good to me.
Oh, listen, I do it sometimes. That's not often. So yeah, there's that. Kata I enjoyed. Had a lot of fun in Kata. The beginning of Legion I didn't like. Mainly because the legendary shit was so stupid. I enjoyed the zones and like the questing and stuff, but all the like supreme class fantasy. Artifact power, the way they did it in the beginning was really dumb as well, but the legendary system was worse than that. Legendaries were literally random chance drop on anything. And it was a random legendary. So it doesn't mean it's your best one. So it was just pain and suffering.
It's pretty common for any games that require loot.
Yeah. I just want to mess around with the new talent trees. I mean, I have access to beta, so I can do it, but like...
Yeah. You're never really sure until...
Right. I just want them on live, and then because I want to just get to the point where I have everything ready, and then launch night happens, and I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm ready. Let's go. I go in, I go pew pew, thing go boom boom, die die. That's all I want. Anyway, you ready for some quick stuff?
Sure am.
Minus the paragraph that I see coming. All right. AMD will hold a live stream for its next-gen GPUs on November 3rd at 4 p.m.
Maybe you can get a new graphics card.
Maybe if it's not, literally my kidney. Number 2, the National Labor Relations Board approved the Blizzard Albany QA team's efforts to seek a vote on unionization. Number 3, EA Sports announced that it will be investing $11 million in women's soccer via its Starting 11 fund. The initiative intends to grow the sport as it will fund in-game league, club, and athlete investments. Number 4, the Alan Wake remaster is available now on the Nintendo Switch, and for a limited time, it's discounted at 20% before it goes back up to the usual $29.99, and that is only on there because Matt and I enjoy Alan Wake. Number 5, Bethesda senior game designer and games industry veteran. Oh, no way am I slow. I'm slowing down for this. Bethesda senior game designer and games industry veteran Ferret Baudoin has died. I did not read the rest of that sentence before I finished that. Not Bedouin. There's no way it's Bedouin.
I wonder if it's
Baudouin?
Baudouin?
Maybe. Began working in games as a QA tester at Activision in 1997. At Obsidian Entertainment, he was lead designer on Neverwinter Nights 2, and while working at BioWare, he served as senior designer on Dragon Age 2. During his 10-year stint at Bethesda, he worked on Fallout 4, Fallout 76, and he also listed Starfield on his resume. Number 6, UK regulators have opened a public call for evidence regarding Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard. I got your evidence right here.
They're basically soliciting the public for their thoughts.
Hey, UK, you already screwed up asking the public what to do the first time, and you voted for Brexit. So how about you just shut the fuck up? Number 7, according to Obsidian Entertainment co-founder... Why'd you do this to me in the short ones? Co-founder Fergus Urquhart, he and his team would, without any doubt, make a Fallout game. PlayStation's DualSense Edge, Sony's version of the Elite controller, will release globally on January 26th for $200.
200 mother trucking doll hairs.
I like that when we were talking about that with Dewey. I was like, I feel like you can get the Elite Gen 1 for like 150, and and then you're just like, by the way, Gen 2 is 155, and I was like, oh god.
And not to be like outdone, Microsoft also, you can now fully customize the Elite too.
And they probably also will price drop it on January 26th.
Yeah.
Weird timing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Number 9, Crysis Remastered Trilogy comes to Steam on November 17th. Oh no. Number 10, EA and Maxis provided a first tease for the next iteration of The Sims, currently codenamed Project Renee. A much more in-depth furniture and decorating editor was shown, and Maxis promised more multiplayer options and the ability to play cross-platform between mobile and PC consoles. David Greibel, the game director for the Splinter Cell remake, has left Ubisoft, and with that, Ubisoft said, "What Splinter Cell remake?" Number 12, Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition is free on Epic Games. So you know what I'm claiming after this. Number 13, don't know how it will affect games, but the United States announced new restrictions that ban U.S. semiconductor equipment suppliers from exporting to China. That is a headline in a nutshell. Trailers. Hey, Unbound gameplay happened, and RRR. Go watch both of those. Number 15, Rumor Mill. RRR, by the way, just watch RRR's trailer. The movie's on Netflix. After you watch it, you can go watch the movie. But watch the RRR trailer, and then tell me what you think it was.
I had meant to watch the Unbound gameplay because I'm genuinely curious, but I didn't do it, of what it actually looks like.
Oh, we can check it out before you leave. Number 15, Rumor Mill. Insider Gaming is claiming that the Crew 3, known as Project Orlando, might have been renamed to Motorfest.
Dumb. There's multiple dumb things going on here.
Letter B. Bungie might be reviving its Marathon IP for a squad-based extraction shooter. Per Tom Henderson, the new Marathon is being designed as an ultimate example of a living game, with seasons, events, and other live service staples being a part of the game. And now that Bungie is owned by Sony, they went, what, Destiny? Man, Marathon. C, according to Jeff Grubb, EA is planning a shorter marketing campaign for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We're going to start talking about it in December and go right into release.
Do it.
No cojones.
Do it. Don't be a bitch. Do it.
just you in a boardroom with a bunch of EA executives. Don't be a bitch. Anyway, 7 days. What you been up to?
Not a whole hell of a lot. I mean, doing my normal thing, watching some things at night when I get a couple of minutes, like some animes. Watching Andor, best fucking Star Wars thing that Disney's ever put out. Finished Rings of Power last weekend. And that's about it. Might play some Phasmophobia this weekend.
What?
We'll see, though.
What?
We'll see. Other than that, just waiting. I think the only thing I think I'll be able to play God of War when it comes out, so I'm looking forward to that.
I want one of the three of us, being the third person that's not here and you don't know him because he works with me.
Okay.
Needs to buy F1 Manager.
Okay.
One of us has to do it because I'm pretty sure we're all just like, at least curious. Of like, well, what is that game doing over there? Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because there is part of me where like I want to buy it, and then just like during winter at work where there's nobody, just have it on a giant screen and be like, all right, so we got to move pit lanes here.
Don't go over the budget cap.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a topical reference.
Current events. I'm surprised it's not on some subscription thing. Like Like, not on Game Pass or something like that.
I don't remember who owns it.
Yeah,
I was going to say EA because maybe it is on EA Play, but I might be wrong about that. Because they own, EA has F1. They have 2022 or 2023 F1.
F1 Manager 2022. Developed and published by Frontier Developments. Oh, I see it's the first installment in the F1 Manager series and the first licensed manager game since F1 Manager by EA Sports. That doesn't make any sense. That's a weird sentence. Unreal Engine 4. Yeah. Oh. So are you saying that there's more than just F1 in this? You might have Formula 2 and Formula 3 as well? Interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's about it, other than, random shit. I'm eyeballing. I got a weird one for you.
Oh, okay.
Samantha has requested a new computer for photo editing.
As she does.
And I think I might get an Intel GPU for it. Because that's the one fucking thing they're good at.
That's true.
Is production stuff, specifically a lot of the Adobe stuff, and specifically Lightroom Classic.
Interesting.
So I'm like, it's like a win-win because it's like, A, they're cheap. B, I get the fun of trying it out. C, I'm not really using it, so when it sucks, I don't care.
Right.
Someone else is using it, and they'll just complain. And I'll just be like, oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah, but they don't even know.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all I got going on. What do you got going
on? Just living life. Life do be living type of thing.
Sorry.
Yeah. R.I.P. No, just getting ready for pre-patch, doing some other stuff, playing some other games in the meantime.
It's got a fancy ass fucking standing desk now.
I do.
Electric.
Woogie.
Big honking piece of wood. Not the one in his pants either. The desk. I'm talking about his desk. Goes up and down.
Canceled.
Both Butcher Block cut some meat up on him. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't like what that means.
I know that's kind of weird imagery. Silent Hill shit right there.
Yeah, good luck sleeping tonight thinking of that. You thought the no face girl was your worst image in your head.
That was weird. Yeah.
But yeah. It does be going up and down.
It's up and down. As it should. Hasn't fallen apart yet, so
that's true, and we built it.
Yeah.
But the thing is built like a brick shit house.
It is. Lots of thread locker.
And it is a sturdy bitch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good
That's
stuff.
all I got. Alright then. Well, in 7 days you shall hear from us again. Until then, toodaloo. Bye bye. Shalom. See you later.